Hi, guys. I'm Nina,
I'm Jamie.
I'm Ethan.
and we are Bloody Essentials. We just want to thank everybody who's already supported the podcast. It really means the world to us, and it allows us to continue what we're doing. Shout out to Rick Paulton, our Patreon member. We really appreciate you, Rick. You're more than just a friend. You have been a supporter of this podcast from day one.
Absolutely.
If you want to be mentioned in our episodes as well and receive fun little monthly goodies from the Bloody Essentials team, join our Patreon. It is a no commitment month to month subscription, and we have awesome perks depending on how much you decide to give us each month. The more you give us, the more we give you back in return. So we've got things like a Discord channel. We've got birthday cards we send out. We've got other cards we send out. Lots of horror goodies, merch from us. And like I said, you can cancel at any time. There's no commitment. We do have monthly movie parties coming up very soon. So we're very excited to start that for our Patreons as well. Also, if you want to support the Horror House shop here in Chicago and get 10% off your online orders, go to thecrypticcloset.com and use promo code Bloody Essentials. Thank you guys, Vinny and Moses, for letting us promote you guys and share that with our listeners. Ethan, would you like to tell us about our trivia event this week?
I sure would. Okay, as you guys know, it's over. You can't say you want to do it anymore. If you waited, it's too late. Sorry, there will be more. But in just 2 days, we're going to have a live event. It's going to be on Facebook and YouTube, 7 p.m. Central Time. We want you to tune in and be part of the event with us. It's going to be a great time. I'm not going to bore you with what we're going to do anymore. Just tune in. You'll find out.
Yep, and it'll be live on Facebook and YouTube on our pages. So definitely go check there live at 7 p.m. Central Time. Also, if you didn't get a chance to participate in our virtual trivia event, we have an upcoming trivia event in person in the Chicagoland area. It's going to be at Sound Growler in Tinley Park. That is October 24th at 7:30 p.m. You do not want to miss it. We have the ability to do group trivia team members and individual as well. We've got prizes from us. We also have partnered with Sound Growler and potentially are doing some gift cards as well. You don't want to miss this. They have the best beer. I'll go ahead and say it in all of Chicago. It's incredible. Great food. Definitely check it out.
And you get to meet us.
And yeah, we'll be there.
I mean, so there's that.
There you go.
You don't even need to come for anything but that.
Yeah. Sign me up.
Right? And if you can't make it, because we understand it is a weeknight, we will be at Days of Dead Chicago, November 22nd through the 24th. So come say hello. We won't have a table. We're just fans. We're just horror lovers like the rest of you guys. So we're going to be there hanging out all weekend. Come say hello. Let's grab a drink and let's have fun. Tonight, due to people berating and demanding it, we are finally doing it. We're going a little out of order here. We're finally doing it. We're doing Halloween from 2018. We are starting with what I like to call the beginning of the end, because it ends, baby. Yeah. So we will be discussing Halloween 2018. But since this is our third Halloween movie that we are doing of the Michael Myers franchise and all that, we thought it would be good to talk about not only our favorite Halloween movies in the franchise, but also movies that we like to put on around spooky season. So let's start with Jamie. Jamie, what's one of your favorite Halloween movies from the franchise? Obviously the original.
I mean, the original is amazing, and whatever, people can have their opinions on this. They can, and it's fine. I love Halloween 3. I am a certified Halloween 3 lover. It's one of my favorites of the franchise. I understand it's not a Michael Myers movie. I understand that, but it's the best one. And I watch it every Halloween. I love the song, everything. I mean, it's great. The masks are amazing. It's wormy. People can have their opinions on that, but I love that one.
I actually agree with you. I think that it is a great movie.
Oh,
I love Halloween 3, but I
Yeah.
do not consider it part of the Halloween franchise.
take it back.
I don't.
Oh
It's
my
a
God.
great Halloween movie. But I'm sorry, the
know.
Halloween franchise is Michael Myers. For me, just for me. The Halloween
Technically, he
franchise.
is in it.
I was
Well,
just gonna
yeah,
say.
you're right. You're right. You're technically right. But I do love the movie. I just don't consider it part of when I think of my
Okay.
Halloween franchise movies.
That's
I don't put
fair.
it in there. But I
So
do
when
watch it.
Yeah, but when you're like, oh, let's binge the Halloween movies, that one does not make the criteria, doesn't make the cut.
It does. I just don't watch it 1, 2, 3, 4,
Right,
5.
that's what I
You
mean.
know.
That's what I
Oh
mean.
yeah, no,
Okay.
it's in there, but I don't
Yeah.
watch
It
it
can go
with
non-sequential order.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Like
I
I could watch
also
that before. I'm sorry. Like I'd throw
Yeah,
that on before, 1. Watch that and
that
then
makes
just
sense.
watch 1,
Yeah.
2.
Totally.
That totally makes sense. I did have that on my list. I had it like if we're going in order, I had I had the first one, the original, listed as my top, obviously.
Okay.
But then where it ranks on my top 5, it's number 4. Like I like it. I do prefer Michael Myers in my Halloween franchise, but it's a favorite of mine. It's definitely grown on me over the years. I even have the pumpkin from Trick or Treat Studios that sings the jingle. Like I love them so
Aw.
much. Yeah. Halloween 3 is a favorite of mine for sure. Have to watch it every year.
It's so good. It's probably like one of my first horror movies I'll watch for the spooky season. Like it's kind of how I like to kick my spooky season off.
Okay.
Which probably started like a couple months ago. I don't know. It started a long time ago.
Is that what you turn on when you decorate, or you just turn it on to start feeling in the mood?
I mean, both sometimes. I like to turn it on to like get in the mood of Halloween, but I love to have it on when I'm decorating too.
Perfect.
Okay.
Ethan, what about you? What's one of your top Halloween franchise movies?
Well, obviously, number 1 is going to rank up there. That's my favorite movie.
Sure.
So, but other than that, I love Halloween H2O.
Okay.
Love that movie.
Yeah. Not mad at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Ironically enough, that was my number 5.
All right.
I have a lot of sentimental sentimental value attached to that one. It's the one from the 90s. It's got Josh Hartnett in it, baby Josh Hartnett. Jamie Lee came back. Like, it's perfect. It's got all of the great, like, everyone's entitled to one good scare. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's like my 4th one.
Nice.
And it had Janet Leigh in it.
Yeah, Janet.
I just thought was awesome.
And she's the
I
one who said
know.
you're entitled to one good
A
scare.
good scare,
Yes. Love
Which
her.
is delightful. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very special. It really is. And it's fitting that we're talking about this other one tonight. My number 1 after the original is Halloween 2, the John Carpenter one. I love Halloween 2. The kills are great. It's gory. It's gritty. We've already talked about Halloween 2. I don't need to get into it, but I love it so much.
Oh,
Agreed.
me too. It's like my 3rd one on my list. It's one of my favorite ones. Yeah. I think it really flows so great from the first one too. And we get really good Loomis action in that one. So
yeah, we do. All right, Jamie, what's your next pick?
Are we still talking Halloween franchise or outside of Halloween franchise?
Halloween franchise.
Okay, so we've already gone over most of mine. My last one is H4. I really like H4. I think it's fun. I like that Jamie, they say my name a lot in that one. Maybe that's speaking to me. But yeah, I like that one. So yeah, we've kind of covered all my top 5 already.
Nice. Ethan, do you have one more?
I do. And I'm probably going to catch a lot of hell for it, but I don't care. I like The Curse of Michael Myers with Paul Rudd.
That one almost made my list.
Yeah,
that one
I really like it. Now, I don't like the whole, he was part of a cult, but
runes.
I'm like, okay, whatever. But it's still a really good movie.
I do agree. I like it. I like that you never know which fucking version you're gonna watch until you get halfway through. No, I love Paul Rudd. I think he's
I
great in that. I like
know.
what they did with Jamie's character. I really do. And I loved the idea of you're hiding across the street. I don't know why, but like as a kid, I thought that was so clever and so brilliant because he almost didn't even know. Like it was just genius. And I really enjoyed it. It did not make my top 5, but it was so close. It was between that and part 4 for me.
The only thing that could have made that movie any better. Do you guys know what it is?
I
Danielle
think I do
Harris?
already.
If
Yeah.
Danielle Harris would have came back as Jamie.
She was too young. They wanted to keep going.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It is a shame. It is a shame. I will agree with you there. I have to mention it. My number 3. It's right below Halloween 2. I love it. I don't care what anybody says. I'm probably going to get more flack for this than I will from yours, Ethan. Halloween Part 5, The Revenge.
Okay.
Oh.
I love Part 5. I love Part 5. I love I can never remember her name, the brunette that is with the German Shepherd dog. I love her. I love the masks that he puts on in the car, and I just love that whole sequence. It's definitely one of my favorites. I look forward to watching that whenever here.
Yeah. I also like Part 5.
Yeah,
Like that's
too.
I,
It's not my
if that's-
favorite, but
Right, it's not my favorite, but I do like it, and I will watch it, every year as well.
totally.
Yeah.
As long as you didn't say Resurrection,
Oh God, no.
then we will be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. No way. No. Yeah, love Part 5. So, and I like what they did with Jamie's character.
Yeah.
All right, let's transition over to non-franchise movies. What's a movie around Halloween that you love to have on? Jamie?
Okay, there's so many of them. Again, age 3 would be my first one because I always go for Halloween 3 first. But outside of that, and that's the one where I was like, I don't know, you guys might have to determine, is it franchise? Is it not franchise? But anyway, I picked a backup. Night of the Demons, the OG one. It's a Halloween movie. It's so much fun. I love their costumes. Like, it makes me laugh. There's dancing. Like, it just gets me ready for a Halloween party. I love Night of the Demons.
That is a great one.
Very good movie. Very good movie.
Ethan, what about you?
Okay. I picked 2018's Hellfest. Have you ever seen it?
I haven't seen that
I
one.
don't think so.
It's about a group of friends who go to a traveling horror show, and there's a serial killer there,
Oh.
offing people. Very good movie. It's been on my roster. It's been on my roster of Halloween movies ever since I seen it back in 2016.
That's Hellfest?
Hellfest. Yes.
Okay.
Adding that to my list this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right.
It's very, it's a slasher. I know you're shocked that I like a slasher, but slasher.
What?
Kind of got an 80s feel to it.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know you anymore.
I don't even know.
All right. I have to mention it. It is not a horror movie per se, but it is a gateway horror movie, and it always makes me feel in the mood for spooky season. It is Casper with Christina Ricci.
Oh,
Okay.
I love that one.
I love it. I usually turn that one on when I'm decorating.
Aw, little Devon Sawa in that. Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly,
First
I don't
crush.
remember it.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I remember seeing it when it first came out, but I don't remember.
Oh, you need to rewatch it. It's
Yeah?
so good.
Okay.
It's funny. Yeah.
Okay.
With a smidge of emotion there. Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. Jamie, you got another one for us?
I got a couple more. I'll tell you a couple more that I got that I really love. They're on my
Okay.
Halloween playlist every time. Terrifier.
That's on my list as well.
Yes.
I know, and I'm like, am I just doing one? Am I doing both of them? Like,
Just
I'd
one
probably
for me.
One is the one that made it to my list, but I will probably watch 2 in the season as well.
Yes.
I also, of course, like love Trick or Treat. It is so much fun.
That's also on my list.
Yep.
Yes.
Sam makes me like feel like Halloween all the time, and I love Sam and Trick or Treat. And then
I saved that one for as close to Halloween as possible because that one is probably one of my favorites.
yeah, I usually watch that like if I'm at home on Halloween, I'll watch that on Halloween
Same.
typically.
Same.
And then the last couple I wanted to mention, I really like The Guest. I know it's not a super like hot like horror movie, but it has I'm trying to think of the name of the actor. I can't think of it right now. But it's really good. It's kind of like an action movie, but it's set on Halloween and it's really, really cool.
This one I like to watch. This came out in 2019, and I like to watch this when I have like my younger nieces and nephews over because it's kind of a gateway horror as well. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Excellent choice.
Yeah, I think that is a great gateway horror. You know, because nieces and nephews come over because I'm the resident horror freak, and they're like, "Let's watch a movie," and I'm like, "Okay, well, we got them age ranging from 5 on up," so I'm like, we'll do the little ones with this one, but I really enjoy the movie. I watch it even without them. So
yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
I just have a couple more honorable mentions since Jamie took my other favorite. It's okay. I had quite a few I had picked from. Haunt. It's a really good one.
That was actually on my list to ask you guys if you had ever seen it because I have not seen it.
Oh.
And I wanted to know what you guys thought about it, but it's on my list here of
save it because I have it on DVD.
Okay.
I'll come over and we'll watch it.
Awesome. Okay.
That one's on my list. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Conjuring, the first one. I love that first one. Obviously, Rocky Horror Picture Show. I usually don't watch it any other time of the year except Halloween. You haven't seen it, have you, Ethan?
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Have not. I've seen little bits of it, but I've never seen the whole thing.
Unbelievable.
So.
Shun him now.
All right, I have 2 more that I just seen this year.
Okay.
And they will be on my rotation for Halloween, every Halloween to come.
Okay.
Have you guys seen 2016's The Barn?
Jamie has.
I love The Barn. Yeah.
I love that movie. Love The
Barn. I didn't even think of that one.
I'm like, how have I not seen this movie?
I've been putting off seeing it.
It was great, that 80s feel. I mean, it's set in 1989, so it's great. You need to watch it.
I love that one.
And then 2023's Dark Harvest.
I haven't seen that.
No.
Okay.
I don't know that one at all.
It's set back in the 50s, and there is a monster that's called October Bay, which terrorizes residents of a Midwestern town. And there's lots of plot twists in there, but basically on Halloween, this monster comes out, or demon, whatever you want to call it, and the boys of the town start at the church and they go out to basically kill it. Whoever wins and kills it,
wait, I did see that. I watched it with you.
Yeah, they get a car, they get their house.
Yeah, I like that movie. That was a fun movie.
A lot of twists in it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yes,
write that one down.
Definitely in my rotation from now on.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch that now this year. Well, shall we go ahead and jump on into Halloween 2018?
I think we probably should.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. I'm gonna get a little flashlight here because I'm old.
Do you need a magnifying glass?
No, I just need some more light so I can read my notes. Okay. This is Halloween 2018. This is a direct sequel to the original, so nothing else, according to them, has happened since part 1.
Right. We are rewriting the franchise again.
Yes. We open with Smith's Grove Sanitarium. There's some reporters there that are there to see Michael Myers before he's moved. Aaron and Dana are the reporters. They're there. Michael Myers has been researched by all these psychiatrists, over 50 psychiatrists, and Dr. Loomis says that he's pure evil. That's our first little homage back to, when he was pure evil. Okay, they walk in and Michael is chained to a cement block in the yard. They tell the reporters not to cross the yellow line. The reporters are talking to him and trying to get him to, at least acknowledge that they're there. So the reporter reaches in and pulls out his mask, and you can see that Michael is agitated by this, but all of the other inmates start losing their crap. They start freaking out. So after all of that,
I will say, I remember when this movie came out, that whole scene was like the trailer for the movie.
Yeah.
And they did a good job with that, I guess, because when you watch it in the actual film, it seems so anticlimactic and cheesy.
Yes.
But I guess that fits in with Halloween. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so after everybody starts freaking out, we go immediately into the theme song, and it says that this is a Halloween movie.
What did we think of the opening credits with the pumpkin? What did we think of this?
So I'm a huge fan of the pumpkin credits. First of all, like I love them. Part 2 is like so good. I think part 2 is my favorite pumpkin intro. So I thought this was kind of fun because they like re-inflated like the OG pumpkin. So I thought that was really cool. Now I will say that this movie winks so much to the original Halloween movie and the whole franchise so many times that it's like, are you flirting with me? Or are you having a seizure? So that is one of our first winks. And we have them all throughout the movie. Lots of winks to the original.
Definitely.
It's not so much a wink as it is bashing you over the head with a cement brick.
Yeah. Wink is a pretty nice way to put it. It's pretty hit you in the face.
You know those slapstick things in Scary Movie, like that's what it reminds me of. I just imagine a Wayne's brothers just knocking Cindy to the ground. Like that's not that I'm mad at it.
I know. It's just a
We're
lot,
not mad
guys.
about it.
It's a lot, guys.
Oh, thanks, Nina. Now I can
You're
only
welcome.
now I can only think of there's a bloody boot. Oh God.
All right. So
all right, back to the movie, kids. Okay, the reporters are on their way to see Laurie Strode at her house, so they pull up to the gate because, well, she lives in a compound because, well, she's batshit crazy. They talk on the intercom, and he tries to tell her who he is, and they'd like to go ahead and interview her. And the other girl was like, "Listen, we got $3,000 for you."
She's like, "Okay."
Door
Right?
opens.
So Laurie opens the gate to the compound. She seems kind of upset and bothered, I would say.
Well, maybe a little bit. She does seem a little perturbed.
She's a little perturbed, and she asks them, "What? Again, let's get slapped with a brick. You don't believe in the boogeyman? Well, you should."
Yeah. I love Jamie Lee in this movie. I think they did a great job writing her in this one.
Yes. In that conversation, we find out that Laurie has a daughter and a granddaughter, and that she lost her daughter at 12 years old because DCFS came in and said, "You're batshit crazy, and you can't have this kid." So
yeah, and she never got custody of her back, apparently.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I just say, like, these reporters, the balls that they have, like, Jamie, you're a reporter, so I guess you understand, but there's a line, like, they knew that she didn't get her daughter back, and they still brought it up. And even Laurie, she's like, I never got them back, and you know that already.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
good Lord, these people are just
They're
jerks.
looking for a scandal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're looking for something like salacious to do. They want to get like the sound bites. That's what they're
Yeah.
there for.
Exactly. Yeah, they're trying to get under her skin to get her to say something, and she is not falling for any of it. So,
And it's funny
Yeah.
that you said they've got balls, because I have written down right here, reporters must have had some really big balls to ask her these questions. So,
right after seeing where she lives, how
Right.
she lives, and her general demeanor with them, like,
right.
Yeah.
no.
She's essentially become G.I. Jane. Okay. Now
Yeah.
I get it. But yeah, she's
On the
forti-
outside, yes.
The place is fortified.
Yeah.
So they tell her that, they think that it would be great for her to have a sit down with Michael Myers. And she was like, you can go and get the hell out of my house now.
Yeah,
So,
kick rocks.
yeah. So she
Who
throws
would
them up,
suggest this?
right?
No.
That's like somebody meeting with Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, why would you do that? Makes no sense.
Well, I'm definitely not going to meet him for dinner. So,
Well, you're not going to meet him ever, unless it's in the funeral or in the cemetery.
facts.
Yeah.
All right, so she throws them out, and as she's leaving, or as they're leaving, she's like, I will take my $3,000 now. So,
Yeah.
so they're leaving Laurie's house, and they are now at the daughter's house, Karen, and they're talking about they're going to go to dinner because the granddaughter, Allison, they're honoring her for she's going to be in the Honor Society, so...
Yes.
I love the actor who plays the dad, by the way. I like that actor.
Yeah.
He's really fun. I have to say too, like, now I've been told that people do this, but I think it's really weird that she always refers to her as grandmother instead of granny or grandma or
Right.
grams. She always says, did you invite grandmother? It's formal. So I was like, I think it's probably because of the distance thing.
It might be
But
something
very
that the
formal.
daughter is like, it might be something Karen's like, call her grandmother. She is not your
Right.
grandma, she's your grandmother. Because people are like, they do that to distance themselves. Yeah.
It's true.
All right, so Allison is now walking to school with her friends, and right here they dispelled the rumor that Michael is not Laurie's brother. They're like, that's just some shit that they made up.
Yeah, that's
That
a
felt-
story.
Like, I get it. Like, you're trying to completely erase the other movies, but it felt very heavy-handed. Like, nope, that's a rumor.
Yeah,
We didn't do that.
yeah.
It felt like
It felt forced.
Yeah.
So.
But
Yeah.
Okay, so now she's at school and she's talking to her boyfriend. Next thing, she's sitting in class, and we get the homage to part
Another
one again.
cement brick. Yeah.
Yes, the homage to part one again, where she's looking out the window, and instead of seeing Michael Myers, she sees grandmother. She sees Laurie.
And also, if you notice, it's the same conversation the teacher is having with the class in the original.
Yep.
The discussion of fate.
Yes.
Yep. Wink.
So
I
now-
also, it's so heavy-handed. They even made sure her hair was in the same position as Jamie Lee.
Yep.
From the original. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys noticed that, but it was like identical. I could
Yeah.
have sworn they almost CGI'd Jamie Lee's face on there just to be that close. Like, it wouldn't have surprised me.
Yeah.
Okay, so Allison goes out and she's talking with Laurie. She gives her the money, all that good jazz. She's like, I can't take this. She's like, yes, you can. She's like, I'll save it for college. She's like, skip college, take it, go do something, go travel, whatever. So basically, at the end of the thing, Allison's like, what is your obsession with Michael? Get over it. Which I was like, oh, okay. Well, I know you're
And Laurie's just like, I have no regrets over anything I chose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Which, I don't know. I know whether I was close to her or not, I wouldn't talk to my grandmother like that because I like my teeth. So
I also am curious as to why this is just now getting brought up.
Exactly. So now Laurie is at home and she is taking some target practice on the mannequins that are in her compound. And bitch is a good shot.
I was gonna say she's ace.
She ought to be after
Yeah.
40 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
She's
She's a
been
good
practicing. Yeah.
We now go to the reporters at the hotel, and they are listening to tapes from Dr. Loomis.
Hey, so we still get Loomis rants
Yes.
a little bit.
Little
Yes,
bit, yeah.
We still get a little bit of his rants, but of course nobody can do it like Donald Pleasance. So.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so now they're getting ready to transfer Michael Myers, and Lori is watching from her truck. And she's got a gun because, well, why wouldn't she? Because she's a little loony. So
Got to be prepared.
exactly. So the doctor, this was kind of like an homage to part 4 when they were transferring him out, and she's like, the doctor's like, he's your problem now. He's a ward of the state. Blah blah blah. This doctor's like, no, I have to stay with him till the end. I'm going with you. So
Loomis Jr. over here. Loomis Jr.
Exactly.
Loomis wannabe.
I called him Loomis Jr. throughout all my notes, so you're just going to hear him referred to as Loomis Jr.
Yes.
I mean, that's basically what he is. So
Yeah.
Did anybody else want to punch him repeatedly because not because he did a bad job or anything, just because I was like, you're not Dr. Loomis.
I just didn't like his face.
I was like, we don't need a reason, do we? Like,
right?
I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now we're at the restaurant, and dinner with the family and the boyfriend. Everybody's having a good time. They're talking about, what they're going to do, blah, 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 all this good stuff, the dance. So Lori shows up and, Karen's kind of like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, because Karen didn't even tell Lori about the dinner. Allison did. So Karen's very blindsided. She's like, what the hell?
So Lori walks in, grabs the father's glass of wine. Instead of just like having a drink, she like chugs it down. She downs it, which was a little homage to H2O when she's slamming the wine.
Yep.
Okay.
It's really full of those so much, ain't it?
Big
and
time.
Then, I'm sorry, Karen like literally causes a scene, makes more of a big deal about this than she needs to.
Yeah.
Big time.
And going back to that, you wouldn't talk to your grandmother like this. You should not talk to your mom like this and like
facts.
Mansplain, basically. I hate to use that term, but that's what it is. Like, just like, Mom, remember we agreed you weren't going to do this. Like, shut the fuck up and sit down.
I know.
Right?
Like, no, ma'am.
So Lori breaks down and she leaves, and Allison goes out to, comfort her. Karen then tells the family about growing up and, what she had to endure and all that good jazz before she was taken.
Which that would be a lot for anyone 12 and under to deal with.
Sure.
Like,
sure.
Good time.
Yeah. Now we cut over to a father and son driving, and they see a bus on the side of the road, which is obviously the bus that all the
patients were on.
Thank you, because I couldn't think of
a
politically correct way of saying loonies. So we're on. So the dad gets out. He obviously gets killed. The son gets out with a gun, finds the cop hurt on the ground. The cop is hurt, and he tells the kid, run, get out, run. So instead of the kid running, he says, no, I'm going to go investigate stuff. So he goes onto the bus, and the doctor pops out, and he shoots him because, well,
good for him.
Because why wouldn't you? So
I would have. Somebody jumps out at me, I'm shooting.
Yeah,
right?
in that situation, come on. Yeah.
The little kid, he after he shoots the doctor, he gets back in the truck and he tries to drive
yes,
off,
I'm sorry.
Michael,
it says right here. He tries to.
Michael
he
kills
tries
him.
And Michael kills him, which good for you.
Which
he's killing a kid.
Very good job, I will say. I know people tend to get squeamish when it comes to killing kids, but somebody like this would not have held back. So I appreciate that it was done in such a way where you can't quite see it, but you know what the gist of what's happening.
Yeah.
I thought they did a good job with it. Yeah. Because you don't see everything, but you do like feel the brutality of it.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. All right, so the cop's in the store and he finds out about the accident. He finds the doctor. The doctor, they take him to the hospital. Kind of find out that Michael Myers is gone.
Yes.
So now the reporters are at the cemetery and they're at Judith Myers' grave, and we have a flashback to the original where she is getting slashed up and all that good jazz.
Cement
Cemetery,
block again.
yes, cemetery keeper sees somebody standing there, and well, obviously we know that it's Michael Myers, but he doesn't have the mask or anything yet. So,
Right.
which I'm like, okay, did nobody else see him standing there?
Nope.
Just her.
In broad daylight. It's impressive.
Yeah. So okay. So now they're back at the hospital with the doctor. They find out that Michael Myers is on the loose, and everybody's like, "Oh crap!" And then the sheriff is like, "So what am I going to do? Like cancel Halloween?"
Not in this town. We
Nope.
don't do that.
No. So the reporters are at the gas station, and the female reporter, which I totally forgot her name again.
Dana.
Thank you. She has to pee. So she
As
goes.
you do.
Exactly. So she goes into this really nasty bathroom, which you two are women.
Very keen observation.
If you went into that bathroom, would you have sat on any of those toilets?
No.
You'd have been like, "We'll go up the road to
I was
McDonald's."
gonna say let's drive a little further. Let's go somewhere else. That's a bad sign, guys.
Yeah.
Like toilet terror ahead.
Exactly. So now we see that Michael comes into the bathroom, and the male reporter goes and he finds the dead garage workers, and we see that the garage worker had been stripped. So obviously Michael now that's where the jumpsuit came from.
Still ironic that he can always find somebody that fits him exactly
Right.
as tall as what he is. Yes.
Yeah. So now Michael, which I did think this was kind of cool. She was, taking her pee and whatever, and he takes the teeth and just drops them down, and they click on the floor. That's really, really, really cool. I like that.
I mean, honestly, this whole scene is pretty
Yes.
awesome. I will give it that. I loved the scene.
Yes.
Go on.
Yeah. So Aaron then comes in and he sees that Michael Myers there, and pretty much he takes Aaron and he just beats him to death.
Yeah. Slams his head up against the wall.
Up against the stall. It was great. So then Michael Myers gets into the stall where she's at, and he chokes her out. So
another homage, lifts her up off the ground.
Yep.
Yes. And I will say about these characters, like, I feel like the only purpose they served was A, to get the mask to Michael, because he takes the mask right from them, and then B, to give us that really cool, I'll give it that toilet terror scene. But other than that, I thought these characters were, I don't know, I just wasn't into them. I wasn't like super into them.
Based off the trailer, I did want to like them. I really did. I wanted them to do more. I wanted them to have more of a role in the movie. I was very upset that they died so soon.
They did.
I was not. I did not like them. I
them.
was not upset that they died. I understand they had to get Michael his mask somehow, and that's great. I'm glad they were in it as little as they were, and I'm sure you probably know why, because when they talked, I wanted to ram my head into the wall. Okay, so no, Michael Myers steals the mask, and then we get the great reveal when the trunk goes down of him in the mask, which I thought that was a really, really cool shot.
Really quick, before we move on, I have to mention this. We're talking about the mask. Christopher Nelson did the mask design and the special effects for this movie. He did them for all three of these, but this mask, they did such a great job making it look aged. Like making it look like the original mask, and it's absolutely beautiful. Hats off to him. He did a fantastic job with all three of these movies with the special
I love
effects.
the mask. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that. Laurie is at home, and she is doing whatever she's doing, and she has the news on, and she hears about Michael Myers and the bus. So, of course, Lori goes into survival mode.
That's what I had too.
Yeah, she goes into survival mode. So, next thing is Karen is coming in her house with her groceries. Sets the groceries down. The husband comes in. Lori comes down the steps with a gun and is like, why isn't the door locked? Why don't you have any security? Blah, blah, blah. So Lori tells her about Michael Myers. Karen is like, listen, you batshit crazy. And until it stops, you got to go. So she throws her out. And
I love the fake out that you think it's Michael upstairs and it's actually Lori. Yeah. They do that a lot throughout this movie, and I think it's effective, very effective.
Agreed. So now the cops are at the gas station, and they have found all the dead folks, so they know.
And it's revealed that the sheriff, Hawkins, was there the night that Michael got arrested initially.
Yeah.
Correct. So they know that Michael's back, and, it's fit to be one. Okay, so Michael is, then you see Michael walking, and he picks up a hammer out of a, is it like a shed? That wasn't a garage.
It's like a garage shed thing.
Right?
Yeah, you can't park a car in there.
Yeah, so he gets a hammer, he goes in, he, beats this lady and kills her, as one would do. And he gets himself his iconic butcher knife.
Yes.
So
as Wink, of course, there with Miss Elwood.
Yes.
And as he's walking through, you hear a baby crying, and he walks into the room where the baby's crying and just walks out of the house. So.
Yeah. Looks at the baby, acknowledges the baby, walks away. Very brilliant. Yeah. There's like an age limit.
Yes. He's like, I draw the line there, okay?
Exactly.
We appreciate that.
Now he's walking down the street, and I don't know if you guys noticed this.
How could you not?
Coming out of the house, getting into the car is the black couple from Kills.
Yes.
So, yeah. So who I really liked in Kills, but we won't talk about that because we're not talking about Kills. But I really like their characters. So okay, so Michael now is standing in. He's at a house, and this lady's on the phone, and so he decides, well, you know what, I'm going to go in here and kill her. So he goes.
Okay, pause for a second. Yep. Sorry. This scene, both of these scenes, like all of this was great, but this particularly. So you see Michael looking through the window, and you see his reflection in the window, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you see him from the back, and you see his face in the reflection. She's talking on the phone about, Michael's escaped. He's on the loose and stuff, and all of that, and that's great. But then he walks away, and you don't quite see where he goes until you see his outline walking back behind the house, and then she continues to talk and blabber, and then you see him come in from around behind her, and then he kills her. That is such an incredible moment. Great shot. Like, they did a very good job with the kills and showing that he's not on any objective, just to do as much damage as possible. So I really enjoyed that. They did a great job with that.
Yes. Michael gives no craps. He's like, you're in the way, I'm killing you. That's how that's going to be.
Beautiful work.
Yes. So Allison and the friends are at the party, the dance, and a friend calls Allison, who's the girl is babysitting.
Vicky.
Yes, Vicky. I got that written down here too. So there's some banter between the kid and Vicky, which, by the way, I love that kid. I think Julian. He is awesome. Julian is freaking hilarious. I love him. So Vicky checks the kid into bed. We're back at the party, and Cameron is talking to another girl, and Allison and Cameron start arguing. Cameron is clearly drunk and a dick, and takes her phone and throws it in the punch bowl.
Well, he kissed this other girl, or the other girl kissed him. They kissed, right?
Right.
I saw it.
She kissed me. I
know.
Didn't kiss her back.
Oh, and then he puts her phone in pudding, and it's like a punch or whatever it was, and it's like, what? I do have to say I love their costumes though. Her as Clyde was amazing, and him as Bonnie was great too. Like their swap on Bonnie and Clyde was amazing, and I loved hers.
But we all know that Cameron was a dick, and he was probably kissing her back. But when Allison just walked in, and I could see her just getting upset, but she didn't even give him an opportunity to say she kissed me and I pushed her away, or she kissed me and I said, I've got a girlfriend or whatever. She just automatically was like, everybody was right. He's a dick. So wish you would have done that.
Is there an excuse?
Is there an excuse? Well, here, I'm happily married. But if I was out somewhere and someone kissed me, that's not my fault. As long as I said, get off me.
He clearly didn't.
He's not protesting this.
No. I know he wasn't. But what I'm saying is she just came in. She's not like she came in and seen him make it out for 20 minutes. She just walked in and seen it and freaked out.
Well, his reaction after the kiss kind of said it all, in my opinion. Like, he was just like, oh, and he kept talking to her like it was no big deal. That's where I'm just like, no, you don't get an explanation. We're not doing this. And yeah, as soon as he threw the phone in, like, don't touch my stuff.
It's like you're literally damaging my property. Like, come on. That's how I get in contact with people. Like,
yeah, she's under 18. Her mom doesn't her mom knows where she's at, but still, you don't do that. Like, it's not like it's her phone. Technically, it's her parents' phone. They're paying for it. That's more disrespectful to her parents than it is to her.
It's like, you're gonna get me grounded on top of a Noyes. Right?
Like, boom.
All right, so
trouble.
We'll circle back to who was wrong with kiss and who later. We're gonna circle back. So
coming back around.
Exactly. Yeah. So Allison is pissed and she leaves the party. Which I get it. So now Lori is out driving around because, well, that's what Lori does, and she's out looking for Michael. Well, Lori's kind of crazy. Okay, now we're back to Vicky babysitting. Dave, the boyfriend, comes over, shows up. They're making out on the couch and doing a little dry humping. Kid comes down, says, I have that down here because of her when she's like, oh, I am so going to dry hump you.
I know.
that was great. That was great. I was like, okay.
So these characters are all 100% great all the way around.
Oh,
I love
God,
Vicky. Yeah. I love Julian.
Yeah,
and the boyfriend is just fun.
I love the boyfriend. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
So the kid comes down and says that he's seen the boogeyman in his room. Vicky goes in and checks for the boogeyman and, plays a little joke on the kid like, oh my God, he's in here and blah, blah, blah. So obviously she didn't find anyone. So Dave's outside choking it up because, why wouldn't he? He goes in the garage and he's, looking at the motorcycle and touching shit that he shouldn't be doing.
Breaking things.
Right, breaking things, knocking over stuff. So Vicky puts the kid to bed and Michael Myers is in the closet and she kind of sees that the closet's open. So she goes to shut the closet. And
so great.
Doesn't shut and all of a sudden Michael pops out and attacks her, and that is a freaking awesome kill.
Good. Yes.
Awesome, really good.
And it's drawn out. It's brutal.
I was just about to say it wasn't a boom and it's over.
No.
It was drawn out, and I loved it. That was a great kill.
It was drawn out so much to where, like, Dave came back in the house and Julian's running down the stairs. He's like, don't go up there, man. And she's been like being dragged back into the room.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God. So good. So good.
So Dave grabs a knife and he's like, gonna go avenge his girl and find out what's going on here. So both the cop and Lori hear on the radio and they start heading over to the house. Officer Hawkins goes in. I don't know if you noticed this. The kids that were walking down the street.
How could we not notice
had
that?
Had the costumes from
Halloween. I just said I'm a Halloween 3 flag. Yeah.
Yes.
Another cement block. You can't miss it. They zoom in on their faces just in case you didn't see.
Right. Well,
They
a
just
lot of
wanted
people
to remind us what movie we're. They're
Right.
like, remember, this is Halloween. This is
Remember
Halloween.
when they did this? We're rewriting the franchise. That's not related to this, but
exactly. But we're gonna put this in here.
Wink.
Remember this, Cindy?
All right. So Hawkins goes in the house to find out what's going on, and he finds the ghost sitting in the chair, which I'm like, oh, that's quite an homage to Ghost Michael Myers there. Thank you.
Yes, in case you weren't bashed in the head enough in the previous sequence.
Right?
No, let us hit
So
you again with it.
We find that Vicky is dead.
I do like the twist that the girlfriend is the one underneath the sheet
Yes.
this time. That's
I know, that's fun.
Lori's outside and she sees Michael Myers from outside and starts shooting at him. And as I forgot to mention, as the cop goes in before he finds that, the boyfriend Dave is stuck on the wall with the knife, which is great homage to Bob from part 1.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? Does that look familiar too?
Right?
Oh my god, it's like a triple whammy.
Is this a Halloween movie, you guys?
This is seeming suspiciously like a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
So Officer Frank and Lori meet up outside. The doctor shows up at the crime scene as well. The sheriff tells Hawkins to take the doctor to go find Michael Myers, and he's like, why? You know,
right.
Why
do you need his help? Like, why?
Yes.
He's not an official anybody.
Exactly.
I know.
So he's like,
civilian. Why?
He's like, he knows him the best. And then of course Lori comes
That's
up
so
and
stupid.
they're having that little powwow there, and Lori's like, I prayed for this night. I prayed for him to escape. And everybody's like, okay, you crazy bitch. Why? I prayed for it so I could go ahead and, so I could kill him. And I was like, you know what?
Maybe we should lock her up.
Right. Why don't you just go ahead and kill him then? Because I'm going to go.
She's literally talking about killing somebody. Like,
right.
Like I understand.
Right.
But they don't.
Yeah, and it's like, we know you're not kidding about that because we know you have a lot of guns and have been kind of prepping for something. So she might be serious, guys.
He knows her too. He knows that she's got weapons. He knows that she's prepared. And she's probably been spouting this crap for years. Like, you can't tell me. Like, as an officer of the law, you're supposed to take every threat seriously. There's no way he wouldn't have locked her up.
Right. No, but they're
her
just
own safety, at least. Yeah. Oh, hush, Lori. It's okay.
Okay.
Halloween.
So now Allison and the friend Oscar are walking home, and she's complaining about everything that happened, and he's trying to be a good friend, and
I'm sure he is.
Then he shoots his shot because he thinks that she's vulnerable and he's gonna get some, and she was like, no.
Okay,
that's not how that's
here.
looking.
Male perspective here. Is Oscar in the right here? As a female, I'm going to say no.
No.
But I need a male perspective.
Is he in the right for trying to get with her? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, in general, like what was his thought process? Why do guys think it's okay?
Well, because a lot of us think with the wrong head.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I just want to clarify here. Like, this guy, like, I get it. Like, she's definitely not getting back with Cameron. There's no way.
No.
Like, I mean, maybe they could work things out, but like nothing's official yet. She's still thinking about it. Clearly, she's upset. Like, you wouldn't try to kiss her. What a schmuck.
Well,
wow. Bad timing, and also like just no. I don't think she's been putting the vibes out to him, Not even close. She's not. She's like literally had another boyfriend all the way up until this point, like very recently. So it's like, come on, man.
Not only that, but the boyfriend is your friend.
I know.
Supposed to be his best friend.
Yeah.
It's the
bro code.
It's violation of bro code, like plain and simple violation.
Definitely.
Throw that man in jail.
Throw them all in jail.
All right. So Hawkins and the doc go looking for Michael Myers. Now they're talking, and the doctor has this very weird, odd fascination with Michael Myers.
You think?
I mean, if you
What a
couldn't
fanboy.
get it from the beginning of the movie, right here, I'm like, he's real crazy and fascinated with him. Hawkins is like, oh no, if I find him, I'm gonna kill him. That's
Yeah.
just how that is.
We're
And
not
he's
taking
like,
him in alive.
right. He's like, no,
No.
you can't do that. You
Fatal
have
force
to,
only.
right.
Yeah.
And he's like, nope, still gonna kill him.
Yeah.
So they show up at Allison's house, and they're talking to the Karen and the father, and they call her, but of course she doesn't answer her phone because it's in the punch.
Pudding. Yeah.
So now they're off to Laurie's house.
Off to grandma's house through the woods.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Literally through the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't just make
okay.
it up.
Nope. So Oscar does try to kiss her now. We talked about that before,
Yeah.
but now, they split up. She's like, no,
I'm
Go
leaving
pound-
you here. Yeah.
go
Yeah.
pound salt, homie.
Pick rocks.
So Oscar's alone and sad, and the lights are turning off and on because that's what they do because they're motion lights. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. whatever the guy's name was.
Yeah, I don't remember.
forgot- I
but it's
forgot what-
Michael.
Yeah, we forgot what the name was, but obviously it's not him. The lights go off and on. And then he sees Michael, and he's like, "Oh shit!" So obviously Michael kills him. He
This
starts
scene.
screaming. Yes.
Yes.
This scene is great.
This scene is great. The anticipation leading up to it, because as soon as you see Michael, you're like, all right, it's over for this guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the lights go off. He disappears. The lights come on. You see him again. And he's just standing there, like kind of half hunched over.
Uh-huh.
And the lights go off again, and you're waiting for him to like come up out of nowhere. And the lights, you wait, the lights come back, and that's when he goes to get you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I still like get the tingles when I see, like, I just get so antsy. I'm like, oh my God, like this is such, it makes you feel like one of the original kills all over again. And
Yeah.
they did a great job with that.
Super effective and shot well. They shot like all these
Shot
sequences
very good.
really, really well.
Very good.
For nighttime, yes,
Oh,
very much
yeah.
so. You know how we feel, Jamie, about nighttime.
I sure do. If I can't see it, it didn't happen. Okay.
So Allison hears him screaming, so she goes running back to find out what's going on because, well, I would too. I mean, even if, she just told him to go pound salt, she still wants to find out what's going on because she was pissed, but, she thought it was her. So Doctor and Officer Hawkins have found out Allison now. So they're like, all right, come on, let's go. We're going to take you over to your grandmother's house. Things are going to be
Nice
all right.
and safe. Yeah.
Yes, you'll be nice and safe. Not so much. So, okay. So next thing we know is Lori and Karen and her husband are now back at the house, and they're under the island, the kitchen, under the movable island. They're down there. They're getting their guns, finding out what's, what they're going to do to try to kill Michael. The doctor, the cop, and Allison see Michael Myers. Cop floors it and hits him with his car because, well, he said he's going to kill him. He's not taking him back. So doctor jumps out, runs over to him and is like, we got to find out. We got to take him back. We got to, cop's going to shoot him. He's like, move. Next thing you know, doctor takes out a penknife, turns around and slits the cop. So, or stabs the cop, I'm sorry. He takes Michael Myers' mask, puts it on, looks at the cop car, sees Allison, and of course she is freaking out. So
Cringe.
Yeah, I hated
So
that part.
cringe. This is where I really start to have issues with this movie.
Okay, and like, can I just say, like conceptually, that could have been kind of interesting to have like somebody who's studying, Michael, like get caught up in that. Like, it could
Right.
have been really interesting, but it seems so like just like unsatisfying. It just like stopped there, and there wasn't like it felt tacked on. I don't know. Like, it could have been really interesting, in my opinion. Like, conceptually, I think that's an interesting concept. I just don't think it was executed well.
It's how he went about it. It's like his actions afterwards. Like, why did he feel the need to wear the mask? Is it to understand what
Right.
how do you really need to understand what this psychopath is thinking to that level where you need to put on the mask? Like, that makes no sense. And it also makes no sense that this guy has a broken arm and could lift Michael into the squad car.
No way.
That was the next
I know.
thing. He pulls Michael over to the squad car, opens the back of the door, throws the mask in, and throws Michael in with her.
Allison. Yeah.
Yes.
And I guess this is some weird, sick fantasy of his. He wants to watch him kill somebody while he's witnessing it. Like, that's disgusting. Like, you're just more disgusting than he is, because we don't know why he's doing it, but we know why you're doing it, because you're nasty.
Yes.
Like, she's underage.
So it flashes to the two cops sitting in the car who are watching Lori's house. They're just having a little banter back and forth about what they're having for lunch and all that crap, which really didn't have anything to do with it, but we needed to know that they were there. So
Bon Mies. They were talking about Bon Mies.
I was not mad about it. I like these two guys. Like, I like the dumb cop vibe. Yeah.
Okay, so now the crazy doctor is headed toward Lori's house with Allison and Michael. They're on their way to Michael's, they're on their way to Lori's with Michael and Allison, and he's like, I need to know what he said, blah, blah, blah. And she's like,
Allison says that he said something too.
He said one thing, and she's like, what did he say? You have to tell me. And she's like, if you let me out, I will tell you what she said or what he said.
Yeah.
All that good jazz. So he's like, did he say Judith? Did he call his sister? At that point, you see Michael's hand move. So we knew
Allison knows she's running out of time. Basically.
Yeah, it's about to be one. So he takes the mask, puts it back on, and this was a kind of a cool kill.
This was cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he breaks through the cage from the cop car.
He kicks the cage.
Kicks it.
Yeah.
Smashes his head in.
Yes.
Like a pumpkin.
Yes. And then he pulls him out of the car. And as he's pulling him out of the car, Allison gets out of the car and starts running. And the cop's laying there, and Michael comes over and bashes his brains in.
I like
he
this.
does.
Steps on his, that
I
was
did
great.
too.
I really like this. I like that he didn't do the obvious thing and try to go after Allison first.
Yes.
I think he definitely, of the two of them, he's definitely got more animosity towards the doctor.
Oh,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the cops drive up to the sheriff's car because they know something's going on. At this point, we're back into Lori's house because Lori's getting ready for the arrival of Michael. You know, she's got putting everybody where they need to be, getting all the guns, going through the house, making sure everything's the way that it should be. Because, well, you know, crazy.
But good crazy.
Oh, no, a good crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, she legitimately had a reason to be crazy, but still.
Legit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the cops pull up to Lori's, and the dad goes out there, you know, have you found my daughter, whatever. He finds the, you know, cop's dead in the car, and Michael grabs him, kills him.
Cop head is a jack-o'-lantern.
Yes, the cop head is a jack-o'-lantern, which is great.
I love when people's heads get jack-o'-lanterned. It's like one of my favorite little horror things. So, especially with a Halloween movie, that's a treat.
Yes. So Karen is now under the kitchen, and Lori's standing by the door. She sees Michael. She knows it's go time. It's about to be one. So Michael comes up, grabs her through the door, is choking her and
Yeah.
slamming her the door and all that good crap. And she's got a shotgun and she blows off part of his hand, which I thought that was kind of cool too.
Shoots like 2 or 3 of his fingers off.
Yes.
Yeah. All badass.
Exactly. So Lori turns on the outside lights and goes under the kitchen with Karen. Grabs a gun, goes out the house. She's looking for Michael through the house in all these different rooms. I did like this part.
I did too.
She would go in, make sure he wasn't in the room. Then she came out and hit a button and metal doors came down and it closed that room off. So he's not in there. He's not going in there. I'm going to find him. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. That house is fortified big time.
Yeah. Exactly.
I did have a problem with one of the rooms though. And it's
the
mannequin room. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't like that. Like why she carries them all the way upstairs just to bring them all the way back down to the shooting range?
Yeah, I know. Doesn't make
sense. Why not just leave them in the shed?
Yeah.
Facts. So Allison is now at grandmother's house and are running to grandmother's house, and Lori knows that he's upstairs because she can see blood and blood on the walls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he must be upstairs. Now we're in the room full of mannequins.
Oh,
that she obviously used for target practice, and Michael pops out from behind some of the mannequins. They do the fighting, which kind of was like an homage to part 1 when they're fighting in the vestibule there. And then he throws her out the window. She's on the ground. Michael looks over and Lori's gone. And I'm like,
ba, ba, ba.
Dun, dun, dun. Role reversal. So,
it's like we're in a Halloween movie.
Right? I'm like, I've seen this somewhere before. So Allison comes in and calls for her mom or her grandmother. Michael Myers hears her and is like, oh, yeah, I forgot. I got to kill this bitch too. So Karen comes out. She grabs Allison and takes her under the kitchen. Michael Myers then goes and grabs a fire poker. He knows where they're hiding. I'm not sure how he knows, unless I don't know, but he knows that they're under the kitchen. So, okay, so that's where they're hiding. He starts shaking the island and stuff, and Karen aims up at the opening, and now the island is gone. Yeah. He's ripped it off, and Karen starts, that whole, I can't do this. I'm so sorry, Mom. Please help us. I can't do this. Oh my God, I don't think I can. Then Michael comes and appears and she's like, gotcha. Bang.
Bam.
Shoots him. Love that part.
The best parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Hands down.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. So Lori's now fighting with Michael Myers. They get out. Michael falls into the little underground bunker. He falls in there. They're slashing him, beating him. Lori pulls the lever after they're all out, and metal bars come so they could trap him down there.
I like what they say. I like how they're like, it's not a cage, it's a trap.
Trap, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Michael is now under the kitchen, looking up, which I thought was a great shot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was so cool.
Through them at it, that was great. So Lori goes and she pulls a lever, which starts to fill the house with gas.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a flare, drops it, throws it in there. Which the house is now filling with gas. Not sure if she knows this, but as soon as she turned that gas on and she lit that flare, that house would have went boom. But
yeah,
sure would.
It's a movie, so. But it's a movie, so the house fills with gas. She throws it in there. The girls have now escaped. The house is blown up. Truck's driving down the road. Allison runs and flags them down. They get the girls into the back of the truck. House is now all on fire. See a great shot of the three of them sitting in the back of the truck. The knife is in Allison's hand.
It's the last thing we see.
That's the last thing we see, and the end credits.
Yes. That's Halloween 2018. Let's do some fun facts real quick.
Yeah.
All right. There was so much on this, but I'm going to try and keep it brief. With this film edition, these three movies that Blumhouse did, there are now 5 distinct Halloween timelines. This is really cool. The film's producer is Malik Akkad. He is the son of Mustafa Akkad, the producer of the original. Mustafa Akkad was murdered along with his daughter Rima in the terrorist bombing of a Jordan hotel in 2005. Jamie Lee Curtis recounted how the first person she saw when she came on the set for the first day of filming the 2018 film was Malek, who she remembered as a 7-year-old child visiting the set during the production of the original film. She added that seeing Malek for the first time since his father's death immediately brought her to tears. So that's really kind of cool that it, spans many generations, just like the fans.
Yeah.
The song playing when the boy and his dad notice the bus crash is a Western version of the song Laurie's singing throughout the original movie. It can also be heard during the end credits. It was actually Jake Gyllenhaal that helped convince Jamie Lee Curtis to reprise her role of Laurie for the film.
Really?
He's apparently, oddly enough, he's apparently a family friend of hers.
It's her godson.
Unofficial godson,
I
yes.
know that. I did not know that. Wow. Okay. I'd like to go to dinner on their family dinner. Anyway, go ahead.
This is really cool, and I didn't notice this initially, so I thought I'd mention this. Throughout the film, several characters talk about Cameron's dad, Lonnie, and what a troublemaker he was and continues to be. In the original Halloween, Lonnie was the 6th grade bully who constantly harasses Tommy, the boy that Laurie babysits.
Yep.
That's okay, because Dr. Loomis told him to get his ass away from there.
That's right.
I know.
Actor James Jude Courtney, who played Michael, consulted with real-life killers on how to kill people to make his performance believable. This is the first Halloween movie to be shot digitally instead of on film, which is incredible.
Wow.
This is one of my biggest issues with this movie. You know, how we talk about the cement blocks over the head with, Danielle Harris has said many times she attempted to put in a call to see about including her character, Jamie, in these new movies in some capacity, even if it was just a cameo. However, the producers were not interested and vetoed this as their new movie ignores the events of those films. Fuck off.
I know. I don't like that.
All the way off.
All the way off. Besides the fact that Ethan's got a crush on Danielle Harris, you are berating us with all of the other timelines, including part 3, and you can't have Jamie Lloyd in this? No, I'm sorry. David Gordon Green, fuck you.
They literally
We're going to be saying this so many times in the
next
when we do the next ones, but
I know.
Seriously, fuck all the way off. This is the beginning of the end.
Yeah. No, it's true. They literally make these cement winks, to so many movies in the series, and they can't. Come on. You have the actress even coming to you saying, let's do this thing.
It. Yes, let's
and
be
a fan favorite at
do
that.
What horror do what horror communities do, bond together and do something cool. But no, they decided to completely write that character off. So fuck off.
Yeah.
They could have even put her in as somebody else. Just named Jamie. It didn't have to be Michael's niece.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's Halloween 2018. Let's get into rating this movie. Jamie, where do you stand with Halloween 2018?
Okay, so I've definitely said this one isn't my favorite before, and that is true. I'm not overall, I'm not a huge fan of this particular timeline of Halloween. I'm just not. We've been over this. I will say it's been a while since I've seen this, and man, the kill scenes are really phenomenal. I have to give credit where credit is due. The kill scenes are great. I loved them. I loved the brutality of Michael in this one so much. I thought the actor did a great job. there were other elements of it I liked too. I liked a lot of those like kind of side characters that we were talking about earlier. They were really fun and they brought something like really likable to it.
Yes.
That being said, like the winks were just too much for me. Now, maybe if this was somebody's first introduction to Halloween, they would have a different experience, like a younger generation person. Maybe this is
Sure.
somebody's first Halloween they've ever seen. And I'd be curious to see like what their thoughts were on it. You know what I mean? For us fans, for me, I just think it was too much. It kind of like turned me off. There were some little like storyline things that I felt didn't really like pop off fully, you know, like with the Loomis Jr. shit and everything. So all that being said, I'm just gonna put it kind of in the middle, like maybe like a 5 or a 6. Like it's not a bad movie. Like maybe I'm thinking in terms of all the other movies too, but I thought the cinematography looked excellent. Like it's a well-made movie. The actors did well. It's just not, just didn't really super do it for me. And I think the winks were a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Just too much. And then some, like I said, some storyline stuff that didn't really like materialize or finish up nicely. But I love the kills, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ethan, I'll go ahead and go, and then I'll let you go because Halloween is your favorite.
All right.
All right. So for me, this is the only one I own of the 3 Blumhouse movies. So if that tells you anything, I think it's a good movie. It's not the worst of the Halloween movies.
No.
Doesn't even come close. I do think, and this might be controversial, I do think that it is slightly better than Resurrection. Slightly better. The one with the reality host or whatever, Tyra Banks, that one.
I
That's
can agree with
Resurrection,
that.
right? So that's where I stand with that. For me, this is where the movies end. Like if I'm watching all of them, this is where I stop.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to see anything else after this. I like a lot of the characters. I think the dialogue is well written. I like what they did with Lori. There's a lot of things like the Doctor I wasn't a fan of. The heavy homages to every other movie, like that. It's almost like they had to be overhanded with it because they didn't think you'd understand. They didn't think the audience was smart enough to understand if they just did little things here or there. And that was kind of offensive and insulting. For me, this is probably a 4.5. Yeah. It's not even down the middle. It's 4.5. It's so close to being a 5, but if they weren't so heavy-handed with all the other crap, and then the Doctor thrown in there, I just thought it was unnecessary. So,
Okay.
Ethan.
Okay. This definitely is my favorite of the 3.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
choice there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely my favorite of the 3.
Yes.
I agree. There's way too many homages to all of the other movies.
Mm-hmm.
1 or 2 would have been great.
Yes.
You didn't need to have 487 of them. Hated the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Hated the reporters. I understand why they had them in there, but they grated on my nerves.
Yeah.
The kills were great in the movie.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. I thought that Jamie Lee Curtis did great. As a matter of fact, I think all of the actors,
Yeah.
with the exception of the Doctor and the reporters, they all did a good job. I don't watch it on a regular.
Yeah.
I probably haven't watched it since probably 2018 until now.
Same.
Since
Since
we're reviewing it.
This is probably the second or third time I've seen it because I watched it each
Second.
time the new ones came out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true. I think I probably watched them before the other ones. Watch it and then we'll go see the other ones.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah.
I would say probably a 5. 5.5.
Okay.
So
Okay.
So that's
not
it.
too bad. So we're pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have other thoughts, if you love this movie, if you hate this movie, let us know in the comments. Send us a message. We'd love to hear from you guys. But that is Halloween 2018. Stop asking. Here it is.
Yeah.
We'll eventually get to the others, but we really don't want to. We'll do it for you guys.
I guess.
Yeah, we have a lot to say about the others. Well, at least I do.
Oh, yeah. It'll be spicy, folks. It'll be
Yeah.
spicy.
It just feels like a rant. I don't know if we'll have to really get into the details of the movie. Like,
Yeah, we probably won't even do plot points. We'll just start bitches. So
that'll be a
Yeah.
separate episode. Yeah. Until next time, if you ever find yourself in a horror movie, just remember, don't have sex.
Don't do drugs.
and certainly don't die. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.